The sun beat down on the African savanna. A lone acacia tree cast a meager shadow. Vultures circled overhead, their shadows a silent dance of death. Something was wrong. A sense of dread hung heavy in the air. This was Zululand, 1828. A kingdom forged in blood and fire. At its heart, a tale of brotherhood, ambition, and the chilling betrayal that would forever stain its history. This is the story of Dingane and Mhlangana, sons of Senzangakona, brothers to Shaka Zulu, the legendary warrior king. Their destinies were intertwined, woven together by blood and ambition. But fate, it seemed, had a cruel twist in store. A twist that would see brother turn against brother. The whispers started subtly, like the rustling of leaves in a gentle breeze. But soon they grew into a chorus of discontent. Dingane and Mhlangana, driven by fear and ambition, plotted in the shadows. Their target, their own brother Shaka. The stage was set for a tragedy, a tale of betrayal as old as time itself. Dingane and Mhlangana, born into a world of violence and uncertainty. Their father, Senzangakona, was a powerful Zulu chief. Their lives were a whirlwind of tribal wars and shifting alliances. Even as children, they witnessed the brutality of power. They learned that survival depended on strength and ruthlessness. Shaka, their older brother, was a natural leader. He commanded respect. Dingane and Mhlangana lived in his shadow. Resentment festered, jealousy took root. The seeds of discontent were sown early. As they grew older, their rivalry with Shaka intensified. They craved power. They yearned for recognition. But Shaka, the chosen heir, stood in their way. Their childhood was a harsh training ground. It shaped them into cunning and ambitious men capable of anything to claim what they believed was rightfully theirs, the Zulu Throne. Shaka, the Lion of Zululand, a brilliant military strategist, a ruthless conqueror. He transformed the Zulu tribe into a powerful empire. Dingane and Mhlangana, his half-brothers, were both wary and envious of him. They served in his army. They witnessed his military genius firsthand. They saw the fear he instilled in his enemies, but beneath the surface their resentment simmered. They chafed under his command. Shaka was a complex figure, charismatic yet volatile, capable of great generosity and terrifying cruelty. He trusted his brothers, but he also feared their ambition. He kept them close, but never let them forget who was in charge. The bond between them was a tangled knot of loyalty, fear, and resentment, a bond destined to unravel in the face of power. The Zulu Court was a dangerous place, a viper's nest of intrigue and ambition. Chieftains and advisors whispered in dark corners. Alliances shifted like the desert sands. Dingane and Mhlangana were skilled at navigating this treacherous landscape. They cultivated their own networks of support. They exploited the simmering discontent among some Zulu factions. Their plan began to take shape. They understood Shaka's weaknesses, his paranoia, his volatile temper, his grief over the recent death of his beloved mother, Nandi. Her passing had unhinged him, plunging him into a deep despair. The time was ripe for action. The whispers grew louder, the shadows of conspiracy lengthened. The stage was set for a bloody coup. The Serpent Bite, the assassination of Shaka Zulu. The air crackled with tension. Shaka, lost in his grief, was vulnerable. He had retreated to his kraal, surrounded by a small group of loyal followers. Among them, lurking like venomous snakes, were Dingane and Mhlangana. The assassins struck swiftly and silently. They cornered Shaka in his hut. He fought back, the Lion of Zululand, even in his despair. But he was outnumbered, taken by surprise. The assegais plunged deep, silencing his roar forever. The deed was done. Shaka Zulu, the mighty king, lay dead, murdered by his own blood. The news of his assassination spread like wildfire across the kingdom. Shock and disbelief gripped the Zulu nation. A dark cloud had settled over Zululand. The reign of the lion was over. The age of the serpent had begun. A kingdom divided, the bloody aftermath. Chaos erupted in the wake of Shaka's death. The Zulu kingdom, once united under his iron rule, was now a powder keg. Power was up for grabs, and Dingane and Mhlangana were ready to seize it. But their victory was short-lived. Their treachery had ignited a firestorm of violence and instability. Other claimants to the throne emerged, challenging their legitimacy. Civil war tore through the kingdom, brother against brother, clan against clan. Blood flowed like rivers, the land trembled under the weight of battle. The Zulu people, once united under Shaka's banner, were now locked in a deadly struggle for survival. Dingane, ruthless and cunning, would eventually consolidate his power, but the kingdom he inherited was a shadow of its former glory, scarred by violence and haunted by the ghost of his murdered brother. The Legacy of Regicide, Dingane's Reign of Terror. Dingane, now king of the Zulus, was a ruler defined by paranoia and brutality. Haunted by the ghost of Shaka, he lived in constant fear of assassination. His reign was marked by purges and executions. He turned on his own people, massacring those he suspected of disloyalty. He even ordered the death of Mhlangana, his co-conspirator, fearing his ambition. The once proud Zulu kingdom descended into an era of fear and oppression. Dingane's reign was a stark contrast to Shaka's, where Shaka had been a visionary leader expanding the Zulu empire. Dingane was a tyrant, clinging to power through bloodshed and terror. His paranoia proved to be his undoing. He made enemies of the Voortrekkers, Dutch-speaking settlers encroaching on Zulu territory. This conflict would ultimately lead to his downfall and further weaken the Zulu kingdom. Echoes in the valley, remembering the betrayal. The tale of Dingane and Mhlangana is a cautionary one. A reminder that ambition unchecked by morality can have devastating consequences. Their betrayal of Shaka Zulu shattered the unity of the Zulu kingdom and ushered in an era of instability and violence. Today, the echoes of their treachery still resonate in the Valley of 1,000 Hills. The story of Shaka Zulu, the Lion of Zululand, is a source of both pride and sorrow. A reminder of a time when the Zulu nation stood at the pinnacle of its power, only to be brought low by the ambition of two brothers. The legacy of Dingane and Mhlangana is a dark stain on Zulu history, a reminder that even the strongest bonds of brotherhood can be broken by the lure of power. Their story serves as a warning to future generations. Beware the whispers of ambition, for they can lead to the darkest of betrayals.